Most of you guys have told us to talk about relationship and love and all things to do about love. Now, we want to promise you and also ensure that you note from today that you're going to have a whole season to talk about relationships and all things to do about love. To help me discuss in today's show is Richie. Vipi?
Mzuri sana.
Uko salama?
Niko salama.
Karibu sana.
Tunashukuru Mungu.
I think it's about time we should start calling our resident case because you've been around for a while. Eh?
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Nashukuru.
Next to this gentleman is Joyce. Mambo.
Poa sana.
Kufiti.
Niko fiti.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Next to me is once again Maureen. Mambo.
Poa sana.
Karibu.
Asante.
Next to her is HT.
Hero Kamano.
Berenya. Kufiti.
Niko salama labda.
Karibu sana. We're going to talk about love versus lust. And I want to urge you to interact with us on our social media platforms. On Facebook is Hope Channel Kenya, and on Twitter is at Hope_Kenya. You can also find me on Facebook, that is Samuel Mangi, and on Twitter at Sammy Mangi. Share with us on what to think about today's discussion. The topic is love versus lust. Richie.
Yes.
Somebody will say, I don't know kama mmepokea message from our service providers. This is the month of love. Nini. Have you guys received that message?
Yes.
So you've all received that message?
Yes.
So our hashtag is month of love. Hashtag month of love at Hope Channel Kenya at Sammy Mange. Share with us on what you think about this. Now, Richie, why should we talk about love? I mean, it's in the public domain, as in. Ni kama kuongea juu ya hewa. Why should we talk about love?
Because first of all, we are social beings and we interact with one another, and specifically when it comes to a man and a woman as social beings, as created by God, we have that love for one another. And what we are doing in this show, we want to define how do we relate with one another. That is one thing. And how can we make our relationships better so that they are good for us, they elevate us, they lift us up, and they also prepare us for the kingdom to come. Yeah.
HT.
Yes, sir.
A friend of mine was joking at yes, sir. A friend of mine was joking that hata akuwe single, bado anaitwa Dia na Safaricom na Airtel. Any how mind now HT ushai go in love?
Hey. Wait. Of course ni my coin.
Also,
it depends on what being in love is, but hiyo si kuli, si lali, si fikiri. Hiyo imeni happen here.
So you've been in that situation? Somebody
don't even get me started.
Somebody will say that women are more emotional than men. Joyce.
Hiyo ni kelele.
Hiyo ni kelele ya abacha tusikie. Is it true?
Yeah, it's true, because you'll realize that when a woman gets into any relationship, they'll always be the first to share it with others, while men tend to keep it for themselves. So that tells you really how women feel the love. Yeah.
Ani yako all in pictures Instagram.
Exactly. Anataka like dunia mzima ijue.
So
she is loved.
Will I be insulting women ikisema women wako na kierere ya mapenzi?
Kierere hapana. That is not kind anyway.
Okay, so I refrain from using such a word, but then that also pulls me back to ask myself, before we even get to a point that I can solidly say this is love. I'm sure you've gone through some experiences that mzenye it's as if we reflect back na sema hii ni ujinga tulikuwa tunafanya.
Maureen aseme
Maureen.
Yeye memguza.
Mimi si regret. Sioni kama ujinga actually, because through that I've gone somewhere, you know. It was like a starting point for me, and now I'm growing in love. Kwa hivyo mimi si regret, hata si feel ni ujinga.
Kwanza ya class 8 hiyo ni ujinga.
Wewe ulianzia class 8?
Sijasema.
Mami ulianza mapema.
H2 ulianza class 8. Nilidhani umeanza class 8. ninaita ujinga ama it's stupidly falling in love. No, not falling in love. Yeah, falling in love because nilitoka. Because first you even don't know what this thing is. What love is. Actually, you don't know how to bathe well, and you say you're in love.
You can't even buy yourself even a socks. And you
Really?
quickly qualify it as
And
love.
you have those letters kwa vitabu za maths, and you say it.
Vizuri umesema hivi. Nyi mshaandikiwa love, the love letters.
Yes, mi nilikuanga nazo but
Ulikuwa andika, ulikuwa
nilishikwa.
napokea.
Nilikuwa napokea of course.
Hata kama uliandika.
Mi sikuandika.
You did not participate. You're the recipient.
Sikuwa najua English vizuri.
Richie, have you been in that situation?
I've been in that situation. Let me tell you a story. When I was in high school, I used to write poems for this lady that I, quote in quotes, loved. And I had invested so much of my time and my energy in those poems that they had compiled and become a full anthology of poetry. And this lady ended up rejected me times and times again. So many times she said no, that really it broke up my heart. I was heartbroken.
Oh, yeah.
But I wouldn't say that it was stupidity. I wouldn't say that it was foolishness, because it is a stage in life that we all go through. It is something that we have been tested through, and we have come out victorious.
Please go hold the mic properly.
So when I look back at that, when I look at that experience of me as a young teenage boy going through this life experience, it made me the man who I am.
So can you say this is a stage that everybody has to go through?
I used to see some of my friends who are, it's like they were robots.
What do you mean?
They didn't seem to have those, like in high school, they were not writing letters. They were not excited about going for functions. When we had girls in school for functions, they were not hanging around at games time. So I'm not sure if everyone has to go through that stage at a particular time. Some people are late bloomers.
Well, somebody will say, ukiruka stage, lazima utaipitia.
Yeah, that's
Joyce.
Ni kweli utaipitia. I remember sometimes back when, I'm sorry to say this, but my parents at home, my family, they viewed me as this good girl, you know? Wait until I exploded. Yeah, that is when they realized, it got off. It got off. So, what am I saying? Simply, I mean that we need to allow people experience this at certain stages so that when they're given some freedom, they get to utilize it well. They don't get into it too much with a lot of, a lot of vigor until they lose themselves. So it is a stage, indeed. It is something that someone has to pass through. And if you don't pass through it at a particular stage, then you're likely to get problems.
Are you telling me that as a parent, I'm supposed to allow my child, sasa juu you're feeling nikao nataka ndio umemea pembe kwa nyumba, ni kuache, Mori?
No.
So as a parent, nasali kwambia, wacha hata kama ninajua na go through it.
As in, for me, I remember one time those love letters were gotten into my my bag. Hey. I know my dad is watching. Nilichapwa. I remember. So from that, for example, let us leave alone high school, primary school. Me, I want to concentrate with primary school. I won't feel good when I see my sister going through that. Yeah, I won't see. It is a wastage of time. What is even? Do you know what love is? But in high school, you tend to say it's maybe adolescence. Now you're trying to discover your body, your feelings for the opposite sex.
It's like machoka sema panuka.
Yeah, sasa I can see yule boy akona muscles. Anaongea poa, kona deep voice. You see those attractions. Okay, they are there, but we should limit them. As a parent, you should always tell your child, please, these things will be there, but this is how you should handle them.
I'm happy that you say that. Now it now pulls me to the point that the people who believe that I fell in love, your mentality of falling in love, is it true? Do people fall in love?
Maybe I can respond to that. Most of us would say I have fallen in love. In fact, majority will tell you I am in love, I have fallen in love. And really, until when they have truly fallen, that is when they'll realize it was not right. It had a problem.
How do you fall in? It's like
like unakuwa tu unajipata tu hapo, like you're helpless. Mtu ako na control over you. It tells you, let us go here, you go, tufanye hivi, tunafanya. And then when a test comes to you now that these things are withdrawn from you, then you realize I was fallen. I didn't stand in love, I was fallen.
So HT. Yeah. So what should we echo out? Do we fall in love, or should we, what should we pursue?
Falling in love has a dramatic element to it. Yeah.
Drum rolls and everything.
Yeah, you see someone and life is never the same. I think, and maybe we are going to talk about this, we need to distinguish between being attracted to someone and loving someone.
So can I primarily say that we should not seek to fall in love, but we should grow in love?
We should, in fact,
Sure.
the way I heard someone say it, love is not something to be fallen into. It is something to step intelligently into. Yeah, because love is not just about your heart. You also bring your mind with you. You need to think. Yeah.
Wow. Richie, do you have something to say before I ask you a very pregnant question?
Whoever falls in love with their minds never gets their heart broken. That's a saying. You can write it and quote me someone.
Now that you have mic drop that situation, I also have a question to ask you. Now that you have, in a way, tackled what love is, there is this other brother of love that is called lust. What is lust?
Lust is a senseless infatuation, an endless, it's a bottomless pit.
Hey.
Where you simply crave for someone to be with them physically and not emotionally, not really caring about them, but you have that longing desire just to be with them carnally. That's lust.
Maureen, is it normal?
Yes, it's normal if you are a human being. But before you ask me another question, from his explanation, I think one night stand is lust.
One night stand also is lust?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm just here for that.
For the sake of the person who does not understand what one night stand
They
is.
can look it up.
A Google. No, what is one night stand?
For example, we go out like in a social place, and then we know each other with, for example, HT. Yes, HT. And then after that, he invites me over to his place, not somewhere else. Remember, this person does not have any other agenda in his head. It's you, hit on you, and I'm done with you. So he invites me over to his place, drinks, juice maybe.
Juice, yes, juice.
Juice. And then later it gets touchy, romance in the air, and then we get
You find
intimate.
yourself that you're fallen.
And then, yes. And then in the morning you're like, oh my God, what did I do? You see? That's why one night stand. And then after that, HT forgets about
So let me add
Maureen.
something. Lust is a form of love. In fact, it's close. They're closely tied to love. It's a form of love that is caused by impulses. And then when this impulse is put to test, it falls. It dies. It dies completely.
So to say, love ni kitu ina hang tu.
No,
Lakini kiput weight. hailast.
Yes, love
Inadunda
inahang
tu.
inadunda tu.
Uh-huh.
Ebu take hii instance yenye unanipenda because I can speak fluently.
Or you can
Then
sing.
yes, I can sing. Then
Because I
someone
cannot
comes
sing.
who sings better.
Uh-huh.
You shift your attention to that person. So for me, the love you had for me is dead.
Ama for game mwenye ameenda kusalimia rafiki yake a lady, alafu roommate wake apike chakula tamu
Imagine.
kuliko huyo msichana, sio like
Nani
woo,
msupa.
nani
Una
msupa.
shift. Una
So
shift.
any shwa
Ina shift to hivyo tu.
so that is not now that is lust.
last. Yes.
I'm also to re-echo what you said, Richie, that lust it's more built on carnal desires. Ile I want to nataka tuko na wewe. Now, and you have said that lust doesn't last. Now, what is the
I
difference?
see what you did there.
Uh-huh. Now, what is the difference then?
Difference between?
Okay, before you start even dealing with the difference, what is the similarity between the two? Kwa sababu for it to be sidelined like that, what is the similarity? HD.
Let me say, all attraction is primarily sexual. That's why we are condemning, or not condemning. That's why some of us may not resonate with the ideas of the LGBTQ movement, because for, let's say, a gay person, they are attracted sexually to a man of the same sex. So that as and of itself is not the problem. The problem is what Richie said, the way it is unrestrained. I want it and I want it now, and if I can't get it now, I'm going to throw a tantrum. So that is that attraction is important initially, but love does not thrive on that attraction. Love, the way I said initially, is you have to think about it, you have to make a decision, and then once you make a conscious decision that is not influenced by
Lust,
other
and
bodily urges, then once you make that important decision, then now it metamorphosizes into love. So the similarity is, this is perhaps the foundation, this is where it starts. In its initial stages, we may not call it lust, because at that point it has not insisted on having its way. But once it insists on having its way, then it becomes something else, and now we term it as lust. So depending on how you react to the initial attraction will influence whether it will become love or whether it will become lust.
so controlled lust grows to sin.
Yeah.
Uncontrolled lust,
Yes.
uncontrolled desires,
Unrestrained
unrestrained
desire
desires.
becomes lust and becomes sinful. Yeah.
Maybe I address something here. He has reminded me of some things. These days when I believed love meant something. You know, you've talked about carnal mind, the flesh behaviors in simple terms. I used to believe love has to involve a lot of actions. People act a lot. You touch me, that is love. You bring the kisses. Without kiss, that is not a love. Without carrying me on your back, that in fact, that is what love meant to me.
Hey,
For a
nilete
very
chocolate.
nilete chocolate.
Like a movie.
Imagine. That is primarily, that's what I believed was love.
It's primarily what you give.
Yeah, what
That was
you
the
give.
measure of love.
It's giving and taking, giving and taking. Yes.
I'm happy that you've said that. Now I'm inclined to ask Richie, is there a measure to love?
Love cannot be measured because love is about character. Love is
It's not about what you give.
Love is not just about what you give. True, when you're loving someone, you'll give them something. But this is the catch. When you're loving someone, this is essentially what you're saying. When you say, I love you, that I will die for you.
Hey.
It means putting your life in the line, putting the other person selflessly first in everything that you do. That is true love.
Now I think with what you said, it kind of in a way draws the line between lust and love, because lust does not go through to the test of time.
Yeah.
Now that puts me to a place where I'm asked. Now since you've said this is what love is and this is what lust is, and they're the similarities, what is the difference? One of them that I can pick up from our conversation is that lust seeks of its own, of which it's carnal, the flesh desire, that anataka kuhang na want to hold you, kiss you and all that stuff.
The difference is very clear. Maybe I get biblical here. Look at how the Bible describes love in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Then look at how Galatians 5:19 describes lust. The difference is very clear. Actually, behavior, our action, our approach, and the way we reason out the two brings a very clear, identifiable difference that you don't have to go far looking for it. Like my case, for instance, I was telling you about all the things we did that I defined as love. Then later on, someone comes into my life and he asks me, Joyce, what do you think if, we don't go out? Would you feel I don't love you? Now I started looking at it in a different dimension. Joyce, if we don't do this, would that mean I don't love you? Are you getting my point? So there's a very big difference. The only problem comes when you lust and you fall in that lust first without reason. As my brother was saying, that you have to get into it with mind also. You're reasoning out what is the purpose of doing this thing. So unless we find the purpose of being in love, of loving, then we won't realize the difference between love and lust.
And in addition to that, just to pick up from what she said, love will bring out the best in you. It will appeal to your better judgment. It will make you keep God's commandments. It will help you become a better individual in terms of what you can do. I know of people who have approached it the right way, and because of that they have generally improved even in their life as a person. Lust, on the other hand, tends to degrade because the way we said, lust cannot delay gratification. It wants to have its way and have its way now. Yeah.
Richie, you said something that I also want to ask as we now progress to our talent segment. You said love, it's more of putting the other person's interests first, and we're willing to put your life on the line for that person. What about this case where I love you so much, but then since unani heartbreak, Maureen, I will die. I will die for you because I love you. I will die for you. Maureen, you need love?
Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, that is love.
You need love in a gani.
But anyway, hiyo ni ya soap.
You need soap opera.
But we go wrong as Africans because we derive the meaning of love from the whites. We don't consult ourselves before falling in love.
We do not look at our traditional culture.
Yes, and you yourself, you don't have a meeting within yourself before saying yes or saying no. Because one, the person has hugged me, so he loves me. Yes.
Amenibia chocolate kila.
Amenibaia chocolate. Amenilipia fare Githurai. Amenitumia credit.
Gentleman.
Hey, that's a gentleman. Once I go to my girlfriends, hey, unajua nini? Sama amenibaia choco.
Hey. Amen.
That is love. Aki unapendwa, and then you just fall for him. Yes, that's where we go wrong.
So, Richie, as we now go to our talent segment, to this person who will willingly want to commit suicide or murder in the name of love, can we call that love? Ama kuna, as we wind up.
Let me pick from what HT was saying. Love brings out the best in you. No one is really worth your life except Jesus Christ. And true love should inspire you to love God more. That even in the case that let's say you're betrothed to someone and your fiancé dies, you do not commit suicide because you know there is a greater love. Because the love that you have between a man and a woman is supposed to point you to a higher love. Yeah.
Hey, I want to hold you right there. And hatuwezi maliza endeleni kwenye maji. Hatuwezi maliza discussion. Please interact with us. Tell us what do you think about what love and lust is and the differences. We can't exhaust it, but we can continue this conversation on our platform. As we come to the second part, there's this whole mentality of love is blind. How blind is it? And is it blind? Catch us after the break.
be a Christian in my heart.
Jesus than silver or gold.
I'd rather be his than have riches untold.
I'd rather have Jesus than houses or land.
I'd rather be led by his nail-pierced hand than to be the king of a vast domain, or be held in sin's dread sway. I'd rather have Jesus than anything this world affords today. I love thee because thou hast first loved me and purchased my pardon on Calvary's tree. I love thee for wearing the thorns on thy brow. If ever I love thee, my Jesus, 'tis now, 'tis now. He's fairer than lilies of rarest bloom. He's sweeter than honey from out of the comb. He's all that my hungering spirit needs. I'd rather have Jesus than let him lead, than to be the king of a vast domain, or be held in sin's dread sway. I'd rather have Jesus than anything this world affords today. In my heart, I'd rather have Jesus in my heart, in my heart.
Thank you, King Zone, for I wish I could have joined you guys to sing, but nimeambiwa more than once siezima, but then
Thankfully.
I can do one thing, that is ask questions. So welcome back to our second part. We're still talking about love versus lust. Interact with us on our social media platforms. On Facebook is Hope Channel Kenya, and on Twitter is at Hope_Kenya. You can also find me on Facebook, that is Samuel Mangi, and on Twitter is at Sami Mangi. We are still on love versus lust. Before we went on a break, we were talking about the difference between love and lust. Tulisema ukiona mtu anajiwa juu yako, basi huyo ja understand what love is, because it's all about bringing the best out of someone and bring the best out of you, and this love should primarily make you better and also lead you to be in synchrony and to understand what God's love is to us. Now, before we get to answer the question of if is love blind, correct me if I'm wrong. Primarily, do people fall in love or into lust? Primarily, people fall into either because of attraction, isn't it? So, can we talk of attraction or admiration to someone else as love or lust? Or what role does it play in this whole picture? Richie?
Thank you. First of all, you can be admired to someone, because that admiration towards someone will bring you closer to that someone and want to engage them in a conversation. Now, that is just mere attraction. It is not necessarily love, because you like what you see. For example, let me use an illustration. There's a ripe banana or a ripe avocado. HT.
Lazima HT hapo kijitetea kwa avocado iko na
You check that avocado, you look at it, it's ripe. Okay? But you've not necessarily looked at what is inside that avocado. You'll have to take a knife, slice it, and what happens when you open that avocado? Naona imeoza ndani.
Makosa.
You see?
Lazima ugeribu tio picha. There's someone who was salivating already.
So you see, you were attracted towards that avocado. But a wise man would not just look at the avocado, would want to investigate and see what this avocado is like before they make a decision whether to eat that avocado, to spread it on bread, to use it in githeri, etc., etc.
So Joyce, the avocado fans are shanda kuji. So we can't base the principle of love and the other lust on mere attraction. We can't base it on that.
We cannot. It is beyond mere attraction, actually, because love simply contradicts that. Okay, for love, it would be right to say it is mere attraction, but for love, it goes beyond mere attraction. It comes with reason, and this is something that you can explain why you are into it, and you can stand by it and for it.
Sammy, let me say this. There are certain people who are wonderful people in every way you can think of.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was talking about Richie, but and you have admiration for them. You cannot get into a relationship with everyone you meet. And you see, attraction is very confusing. You can be attracted to pretty much anyone. So it cannot be attraction as a primary reason why you fall in love with someone.
But you can't love somebody who you're not attracted to.
That's true. That's true. And this is not me trying to say that look for the person you're least attracted to and then get together with them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, let's not have attraction as a foundation. The way Richie has said, when you're getting the avocado, bless the Lord, that avocado, you're not just picking it because it looks nice on the outside. That may be one of the reasons why you're picking it, but you want to investigate, find out what is inside, so that when you make up your mind and say, this is the avocado that I want, you're not going to turn back. There's nothing. God is a creator of beauty. God is a creator of all these wonderful things that charm people. Personally, I know that
Apart from avocado?
Personally, I know that there are things that I like and there are things that I don't like. And God has created us with those tastes and preferences. But that merely should not be the primary reason. You remember there's a story of Samson. when he got involved with this woman, Philistine woman, his father asked him a question. Didn't you see any other woman in Israel? Samson may have been stuck up on this woman because this woman was good looking. No problem. But his father was asking
she
him,
was good looking.
it's almost certain she was good looking. The father was asking, there are so many good looking women in Israel. Why didn't you try and go for one of them? So there's nothing wrong with appearance and attraction. I know that there are some ladies who will not find me attractive, and that's their loss.
Sammy, don't move, please.
And that's their loss. But at the same time, I will not find every lady attractive, and no one should punish me for that. But I'll not just get involved with someone just because they're attractive. Because what if they're attractive but ndani hakuna kitu? Kama umaikula mandazi zingine, mandazi inakaa poa. Ukifinya hivi hewa yote, hakuna kitu ndani.
Unaongelea nini HT?
Si KDF.
Let me share something a bit. Someone asked me some time back that, Jace, what kind of a man do you want? Then I told him I want a man like Jesus. I'm bringing this here because of the avocado thing.
Unajua vile jibu ni heavy.
Ni heavy sana actually.
Ama ulisema tu hujarealize jibu ni heavy.
Ni heavy, but niki-explain uta realize ni very light and very simple. They were using avocado to explain, to bring about the difference between love and lust. Now, with love, okay, I can use maembe as well. Let me take the case of maembe. With love, ukipewa embe, ambalo liko ripe, it's very ripe, yes, from the outside, and then you cut it, as they said, only to realize that it's rotten inside. Now, that is lust. You are attracted to it, but when you realize it's rotten, you want to leave it. But with love now, with Jesus that I meant, he will take that seed, clean it, clean it, and then he will even plant it somewhere, tends it until it bears better fruit. So that is what love simply is. That you find someone is rotten, but you still insist that I have to help this person grow to become whomever I want to live with.
Sammy, see, we end the show. However, let me what she's saying could also be misinterpreted. We cannot just accept. There are certain things that we can excuse. If you think a person is not tall enough, those are things that can be excused. But there are certain character traits that if someone has, then let's not play the savior. We cannot. There are certain things that we cannot save people out of. If a person is addicted to drugs, if a person is maybe a convicted thief, in as much as we might want to love them the way they are, but let us just be clear that there are certain things that we can excuse and certain things that should not be excused, because character is something that's only God can change.
Thank you for bringing it in, and that now it rather lays way for me now to ask. Kuna kitu kama love is blind. Yani huyu mtu amekumaliza yako yote, yani unaangalia tunaona kimaurini.
Can Joyce tell us?
Blind.
I will.
Blind.
Richie.
Blind as in macho ama
As in
unafunga macho unafodi.
No, as in kuna kama tunasema
Ona venye sako sarcastic.
You know some au amesema I don't know, I should not be attracted, as in attraction should not be the base of falling in love. So, how do you fall in love? Ama ni mimi nimeshika.
See, please
Richie to clarify so you can now go to
Yes.
There is no such thing as love at first sight. There is attraction at first sight, but
which is very normal.
It's very normal.
Which you all go through.
Biology.
Which is good. I mean, when Adam saw Eve for the first time,
Kusha.
that's as in she was like, whoa, man,
This is the of my
bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh.
Okay, maybe we are overreacting.
No, come on. I'm just trying to imagine how Adam behaved, because amezoea kuona elephant, monkey.
Na bedhi Eve alikuwa ameiva.
Kaangalia hivi.
Eve alikuwa ameiva.
Imagine.
Sana.
But he had to come closer. He had to interact with Eve to know, who is this lady? How is she like? That is, now they grew into loving one another.
probably we can also help to clarify.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
So yes,
I get attracted to this. Let me put it like, cause I can't katia Richie. It's him.
you tutajua.
So,
Tutajua hiyo.
wacha tu ni
Squeezy
him. Wacha ni him.
independence wako, but it's okay.
That's what I wanted. Yes, Richie get attracted to me. Yes. After being attracted to me, he gets to know me. Can we tunaweza have kakitu?
Tunaweza ogea. Are we mashable?
And then from there we grow. We don't fall in love, we grow in love. Yes.
Kwa hivyo tabia msichana alienda akapata aja.
Ati haya.
So
kwani niko kwa box ya HT? Hapana.
it's not a bad place to however, let's agree on something.
Yes.
That it is possible to be attracted to someone without falling in love with them. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
That's
Of
what we
which,
were saying.
of which,
So-
it is one thing that you should also agree that you cannot fall in love with somebody who you're not attracted to.
Yes.
It is possible.
How?
There are people who I've had especially my lady friends. Kuna kama mwanaume fulani anakusumbua na wewe unamwona hivi au mtake serious, and then you end up getting married. There is actually a friend of mine who told me that a friend of hers used to despise some other guy, and maybe this is hope to the fellas. This
Boy child.
Yeah, this friend
Listen.
of hers used to despise this gentleman, na alikuwa hata anasema hata anammock, anamuenjoy akiongea na marafiki zake, and then somehow they got married. So it is also possible that you get married to someone you're not attracted to, because the way Joy said earlier, true love looks beyond mere externals.
Let me just try and bring my school of thought. Maybe time nilikuwa attracted to Joyce. Joyce hakuwa ananiona in that light. You know,
Yes.
as in yes, kuna possibility I was already into her, but then anaangalia sasa wewe, because mentally she's not there. Because I'm all about school, all about reaching my career goals. It's possible.
Okay, there's
But
also
then-
that. Yeah.
But then attraction comes by ile saa time yenye ako ready. So vile mwenyudhi hivi,
We-
what do you have to offer?
ujaenda kwa Rusi, unaangalia couple, unashangaa au waliona, what did they
Muliona
see in
nini?
each other?
Now
Now I know you'll say, oh, ati to each his own, every man has his own taste and everything, but attraction is not that important. It is important.
very important.
It
but
is
not
it is
very-
important, but it's not a life and death issue.
Yes.
It's not. That's all I'm saying.
So
Good.
some I'm abnormal, cause in all my love life, Miss Jaiku attracted to the guy who has dated me. So I'm abnormal.
That's
You
not
are
what
very
I'm
normal. Little
That's
case
not
yako
what
ni
I'm
different.
saying.
No, HT
I
has
don't
told me.
understand what she's saying.
No,
Oh, the
wait.
mic.
I clarify.
Today me and HT
Tunaweza vuka tu hii side.
naweza vuka hii side, cause Sam, you're attracted to me, but me hata siko. You're telling HT yule Maureen nikampata hivi,
Ni hivyo.
huyu ndio wife. Si hivyo. This is the wife. Na me even have no knowledge about it. So you come, hey, sasa Maureen umenitupa nini? You know, nowadays we start by
I
chatting.
thought mademu juanga hizi vitu.
And then after that ndio ninasema na kweli we can have something. So the attraction comes after you, as after the boy child attraction ndio sasa yangu inaanza. Hizo muscles nilisikia mwingine akisema muscles.
Huyo mtu wa maso by the atakuja
Atakuja tu. Ni nani nilisikia? Muscles nasema yes, mimi upenda height. He got the heights.
Na ni dark.
Wacha tu niseme tu
Na ni
mimi.
dark.
Dark, tall and handsome.
Ndio.
I Kenya never. So it's not a must I be attracted to you HT ndivyo ni grow in love, ni fall in love with
See,
you.
that's what I was saying.
Let me help HT.
Ambia Sami hivyo. Ambia Sami.
Sawa.
Sami ndiye alikuwa na insist ati attraction lazima ikue. Mimi nilikuwa nasema si lazima ikue.
Okay, sawa.
Sami si lazima.
Si lazima, sawa basi. But then let's just say
There is hope
cases
for
are
you.
different. But there is hope. Now, Richie, hii maneno ati vile alisema muliona nini? uliona nini ukaamua kufall in love? Uliona? So with that question, is love blind?
No, love is not blind. Let us not lose the direction.
No, kuna mtu anasema hata mimi bado sijui nilijipata japo lakini niko tu. Yani kuna vile tu na feel tu poa.
The way, there's also God in this. I like saying this. That's why one of the wonders of Solomon says is the ways of a man and a woman. How they eventually come to agree to be together, to walk together, and to agree to start a home together is something of a mystery that even Solomon himself wondered about. But let us take counsel from God and say that love is not blind in this sense, that at the end of the day we have to make a decision whom we are going to spend the rest of our life with. And for you to come to that conclusion that I want to be with this someone, you have to go through a case study. What are they like? What do I see in this woman?
Anakulaje?
Huyu mwanamke can she cook? Chapati anaweza roll. Ugali anaweza songa.
Ukianza hapo
akikuja kwa mama yangu, how will she treat my mom? These are things that you must address. I was telling someone that when you're wanting to spend your life with someone, in Africa they used to send scouts. Like if I want to marry a princess from another village, I would send a scout, and that scout will go and look at this woman. How does she carry the pot from the river? Does she wake up early in the morning? Based on this full report, now I then declare my love. You see?
Jamaa atafutiwe nini?
Bana.
Atafutiwe msichana.
Joyce. So there's nothing like love is blind.
I think I'm different here. I think at a certain point, love could be blind.
Okay,
At some
you
point, it is also not blind. In fact, lust is blinder than love. Lust
So lust ni kipofu sana.
Kipofu sana.
Kabisa,
Lakini wote ni vipofu. Lakini lust ni kipofu sana.
Love iko na miwani.
Iko na miwani. Exactly.
Sasa lust iko na walking stick.
You're right. Why am I saying this? Love is blind to so many things. Love. Like nikiwa na mistakes mingi, love will be blind to them. People will point many weaknesses towards someone. But once I've loved this person, I will not even consider the weaknesses. I look at the good person in this being that I love.
Joyce,
Get it?
Are you talking about brotherly love?
No. Our wife, our husband. In fact, let me talk of a husband because I'm a lady. A husband. Someone feels, someone belittles the one you love. They feel that huyu apana, ajasoma, nini. But then deep within me, I don't consider that. I'm blind to all those. Whereas lust is blind to reason, caution. You get it? You are cautioned that where you're going to, there are problems. Can you hold on? But you don't want to hold.
We make a toast.
I think he's happy now. He asked that Juice should respond to that.
Yes. And let me also say this. When you love someone, the way Joyce has said, you want to ignore a lot of their shortcomings.
Exactly.
Especially shortcomings in things, let's say for example, what she said, maybe this man is not as educated or this lady is not as educated. You will want to ignore those things. And in fact, you asked me if I've ever been in love, and I said I wasn't sure. However, what I've experienced is this. Sometimes you like someone, you think they are flawless. Yenye sometimes when you look back later on, alafu najiuliza, umsana nilikuwa nimekufia hivi.
Mbona nilihata kuona hiki kitu?
Yeah, as in now, when that neurochemistry has now, when that effect, the effect of the hormones has now worn off, then now you start seeing this person's mistakes. So there's this saying that goes, love is blind, but marriage is eye opener. I don't have an experience, but people get married say is not as exciting as when you are still dating or courting.
I think sasa tutaita one of the couples that explain hiyo. Now we're quickly coming to a close, and there's something that I have to ask. We have said lust is something that is natural. It happens, but then it should not be a basis of which you're supposed to start a relationship, and it's not supposed to lead us to call it love. So we should put that feeling that we have to test and realize, will it hold water? And if it does, just like an avocado, finya ujue kama like unakifinya unaona kana hold kata.
I'm not sure if you want to use that illustration.
Hiyo si utajoje imeiva
Exactly.
Okay, sawa basi kata.
Yeah.
Kata. Sindio, so that you can get to now realize what is this.
Yes.
Now, how will I know huyu mjamani fisi ama ni msemjani?
Time.
Maureen.
There you have it.
Time.
No, Maureen kama mwana mafisi wengi. Unafikiria idea?
Why is she looking at me?
Ngoja.
Kwa nini unajishuku?
Ngoja. No. Fisi ni nani kwanza?
Fisi. Come on.
Okay. Please, usinipotee jibu ya mnyama tafadhali.
Please, Sammy, protect me. I'm under attack.
Fisi. I know Fisi because at our place we have Fisi. Fisi is all over.
No, are you talking about the character or the animal?
Wait, I'm the one talking here.
The platform is yours.
Yes, I'm the one. I've taken the show now.
All
Fisi atakula ng'ombe, akule sheep, goat, chicken, everything.
Hey.
It doesn't matter. It's salty. It's watery. Hataki kujua. Nifagia ni watery ni nini, ni kubwa ama ni nini, zote anafagia. So in the man's
boy child.
Ni boy child. Sasa tukikuja kwa boy child, Fisi ni nani? Ataenda kwa Joyce. Ende kwa Maureen. Ende kwa
persona X and Y.
Askia ai hapana. And then the funny thing with the Fisi, the worst part, anaenda kwa majama. Hey manzi, yule Joyce, huyo ni shapita. You see, such disgusting things, but girl child tunapitianga.
Hakuna mademu mafisi. Umexplain fisi. Msejeni msani yule mwana hold what I guess, ndio. So, msefisi ni mse mwenye halast. Na huyu msefisi mwenye halast anazajulikana?
Yes. We know. As we know.
Siko kwa hiyo story by the way.
Ukinikatia nitajua huyu ni Fisi. The way you talk to me.
Watch
yes.
How?
Senegal child peke yake. It's a secret to the girl child.
Some Fisi wanakuanga very uncomfortable. Very unsettled.
Very insecure.
Very insecure.
Sasa ni fisi ndio insecure ama ni wewe mwenye una fisi
Fisi.
Madam ongelea story. We asked Paul on my wall. The question was, is there love at first sight? 50% people said yes, 44 people said no. I guess with today's discussion, you have gotten to know if it's true, kama kuna love at first sight or not. Another thing, we also asked a question on our post on my Facebook page. Somebody asked about we as Adventists, do we celebrate Valentine? Or those wale ambao wenye wako in marriage, do they have to wait to know what to experience Valentine's and all these goodies? I guess we'll be talking about this in our next show, so stay tuned. Our last remarks about love and lust, Richie.
My last remarks about love and lust is this, that let us stand firm in love. Stand firm in love. Identify with God. Okay? Then once you stand firm in love, your intentions will always be true to any lady that comes to your side, to any gentleman that comes to your side. Because you wouldn't want to hurt a daughter of God. You wouldn't want to hurt a son of God. Because yours is wanting to get the best out of this lady and out of this gentleman of God. The reasons why we have mafisets in the world today is because they really haven't identified with Christ.
Amen. Yeah. Joyce. As we come to a close.
Love is a God-given gift.
Amen.
And gifts don't trifle with hearts. Instead, they elevate hearts. So whoever wants to fall in love should make a consultation to the chief consultant, who is God.
Uende kwanza to the author
To the
of
author
love.
of love.
Which camera? This one.
Kamera nyumbani ndio ile.
Ndio hii ya home.
Eh,
Youths out there, God's time is the best. Na ukipata love, love and love and love. Yes.
Amen.
Which camera?
Unaona ile kamera HD? Ile sasa.
Love is a beautiful thing, but not always a good thing, depending on how we treat it. So if we're going to learn about love, let's not learn about it from Hollywood. Let's not learn about it from our own desires. Someone said the chief consultant, he has revealed his will in the Bible, and yeah, you can't go wrong. I guess if you do the right thing, wenye wanajua wanasema ni mzuri. Let's wait and see.
Thank you so much for being with us in this discussion. Hii discussion haiziisha hapa. I know some of you guys will be asking, so now how do we identify these people? Tunawatoroka aje? There are ways, and of course you're going to continue this conversation on our social media platforms. Again, on Facebook is Hope Channel Kenya, and on Twitter is @Hope_Kenya. You can also find me on Facebook, that is Samuel Mangi, and on Twitter @Sami Mangi. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can't appreciate any further. Thank you so much for your insights, and may what we preach be what we walk.
Amen.
I'll see you. There's a quote that I will like us to wind up with. A friend of mine called Manuel, is it Manuel or Manuel? Emmanuel said this: a bone may be the sweetest food in the world of the dog, but you will never see a hen chasing after the bones, even when it's starving to death. Any mic drop banner.
Glory.
We're coming to end. Thank you for being with us. May God be with you. I've been your host, Samuel Mangi. Be blessed.